Hello, my beautiful Hair Lounge community. Welcome back to the Hair Lounge. I am gonna teach you guys how to do a balayage on your own hair. Sure, we've all kind of heard the term. We may not even know how to say it, because let's be honest, it's a little funky of a word, but I want to tell you who should be using it and the results you're gonna get on your hair doing the balayage. Stay tuned and we'll get right into the video. I want to get into what is a balayage. A balayage is really a fancy word for hair painting, meaning not in foils whatsoever and just painting it on your hair. Sounds pretty easy, but I'm going to tell you it's a little harder than what it looks like. You need to be a little more strategic and you need to make sure your hair or the results that you're wanting, that the balayage is going to be the right answer for you. In my personal opinion, not everybody feels this way. I think it works best with people who are already blonde or already have light hair. Someone who's starting with no lower than a level 6. A level 6 is more of a kind of medium brown tone. On brown hair, if you're going to do a balayage on it, you are going to get warmth. It's open to kind of the environment. It's not packed in foil, so you're not going to get a lot of lift. So think more sun-kissed. Think about being in the sun, like when you're a kid, and you just get kind of the variations of lighter pieces of brown in the hair. The reason why I like it more on blondes or someone who's a little bit lighter, because it's just gonna bump up that blonde a level or two to give you those really bright pieces in your hair. When you put hair in foils, it retains heat. So those foils are packed up super nicely. It doesn't dry out, and so you're able to get a lot more lift. So if you want a lot of lift or super bright blonde pieces, balayage is not for you. But if you're looking for, say you already have blonde hair, but your ends are looking a little duller, or you're wanting the ends to be a lot brighter than what it is on top, and it looks like you've been, at the beach or you've been on a really fun vacation for, a week or two, balayage is the answer for you. So that's why I'm doing it to my hair. As many of you guys know, I have blonde hair, and surprise, surprise, I put hot pink in my hair. If you have watched any of my previous videos, you can click this link right here, and if you want hot pink in your hair too, this video will show you how to achieve it. But this is all about just bringing in brighter pieces around my face and kind of throughout my hair, just to give me more of a, I just went on vacation, even though I haven't. So make sure you really brush out your hair. You're gonna get all the tangles out of it. And as always, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to use on my hair, but I am also going to link it down below. That way it's very easy for you to find if you're wanting to do this on your own hair. So check that description box. And you know what? Now is a perfect time. If you have not hit that red subscribe button, why not do it right now so you don't forget at the end of this video? And if at any time you are enjoying what you see, give me a thumbs up. I like to see if you're liking what I'm throwing out there, and it really helps the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to be the first to know when I upload new videos, which I try to do every single week, hit the bell and you'll get notified for all of my new videos that I post. All right, back to the content. Since I already have blonde on my hair, you are not going to want to use a super high developer. You don't want to really blow that cuticle out. You don't want to damage your hair. So I would not go above 10 volume. Since I am already fairly light, I am going to do 10 volume. I do want my ends to be very bright, but if you notice your ends are dry or more damaged, use 5 volume. Again, when you are mixing this, you do want it to be a thicker consistency because you're going to be painting it on your hair. So if it is runny whatsoever, it's going to drip or bleed on other pieces that you do not want to get bleach on. So make sure it's a little bit on the thicker side. And we are going to use my dual purpose lightener by Paul Mitchell, and I'm gonna do probably a quarter of a scoop. I'm not doing a whole lot of blonde on my hair, and so you don't really need a whole lot. There's my scoop, and we're gonna put it in the tint bowl. Then we're gonna take our 10 volume and mix that up. Okay, again, thicker consistency. When I lift it up, you don't really see it drip. It's more stuck to my brush, and that is exactly what you want. Since you're hair painting, it can get messy, so make sure you use a cape or a towel that you do not care if it gets bleached out, a trash bag, kind of anything to protect your clothes, because it is hair painting, open air, no foil, so it can get on anything that you're wearing. And obviously it's bleached, so you don't want to damage anything if you're going to be using it, so just keep that in mind. I will tell you, you will probably need a glove. If you've ever gotten bleach on your hands, it does not feel very good, so make sure you have gloves. I'm only gonna use one because I use my right hand with doing the brush, and it's going to be painted on top of my hand. So the left hand is gonna be the one that's gonna wear the glove. You can also use a board that's kind of stiffer and lay your hair over the top of that, but hand is just as easy. So when you start, you wanna make sure you are parting it the way you normally wear your hair. Like I said, I want it to be a little bit brighter around my face, a little bit brightness around kind of the bang area, and then obviously I do not want to touch any of my blonde. So I am going to grab the section that I decide I want to do first. So this is going to be my first section, and it is a lot easier. So depending on how thick or chunky you want it, I always like to weave out the section first. So grab the section that you're wanting to do. We're gonna take out that front piece because I want it a little brighter around my face, and I do want it to be a tiny bit chunkier. So we're gonna take that hair, and here is a little trick. I like to back comb it. The back combing is gonna help diffuse that section. So then whenever you're painting it on your hair, you're not gonna get any lines whatsoever when you're painting it on. If you do not back comb at all and you do a very strong line, you're gonna see right where you put that balayage. So back combing gives you a really seamless blend. So you take your section, and I normally like to do roughly about 3 back combs depending on how thick this section is. So 1, 2, 3, and kind of keep that back combing up close to the scalp. I had to get my glove on. So then what we're gonna do is we are going to take that bleach, and we are going to start lower down on the section, getting most of the ends first. You want to start at the bottom, that way you're distributing majority of that bleach down there, and you really want to push it all the way through that section. You want your ends to be a lot lighter and brighter, and then once you get up towards like where you did the back combing, this is when you're gonna kind of do more of a V section. So I want it to be brighter towards my face, so we are going to take it up a little bit higher around the front piece of the section, and we're gonna do a V. So meaning this right here, you can see where that bleach is, that's gonna be the peak of my V. We're gonna kind of leave this a little bit darker and then go on the back side to create that other part of the V. And whenever you see me go up through this top, you notice I'm holding my brush sideways. That is going to create more of like a feathered look, and it gives it a little bit softer of a touch compared to when you hold your brush flat, you're really pushing it into the hair. So hold it more at an angle and really just kind of softly paint it more on the top layer of that hair. And that is my very first section. I'm gonna flip it up and over. And then I do always take a towel and kind of brush off any of the excess bleach off my hand, just in case I'm touching my hair. I don't want to accidentally get bleach on the sections I don't want. Okay, again, we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna take that weave out that I weaved out earlier and make sure we kind of pull that over to the side. And then we're gonna start the new balayage section. Again, grabbing our normal section and doing it very similar to a weave. And obviously I have pink in my hair, so I do not want to get the pink section. So I'm gonna pull this back section out that has pink on it. And again, doing a weave on it. And like I said before, I like it a little bit chunkier. So we're gonna do kind of a chunky weave, meaning these sections, if you've watched any of my highlighting videos, It's got thicker sections and a little bit more hair left in my weave. Now we're gonna back comb, and we're gonna do the same technique of doing 3 back combs. So 1, 2, 3. And then it's all about the balayage. Grabbing our product, putting it over the top of our hand, making sure we're doing most of the thick product at the very ends, because that's where we want to be nice, bright, and blonde. And then turning the brush sideways and just feathering it into the rest of this hair. This section I'm not going to do a V because I do want a little bit more brightness to this bottom section, because as you can see, I'm fairly dark underneath here. But I want a good saturation through those ends. I'm making sure I'm pushing it all the way through. And then just more painting on the top of this section. Okay, we're all finished with that. We're gonna just flip it over and wipe off our glove. We're gonna just continue this all the way down. Obviously, I have a lot more pink down through the bottom of my hair, so I'm probably only gonna do 1 more balayage through this bottom section. So now I'm gonna do my best to not get any pink. So this section, as you can see, it's a little bit thinner, so I'm only gonna do 2 back combs. Now it's all about painting that on those ends, saturating it very well, and then just really feathering it up through this top section. Okay, as you can see, I separated the sections that do not have bleach on it and kept the balayage kind of hair painted sections up towards the front. We're gonna move on to this right side. Doing exactly the same thing, a chunkier weave. So as you can see, this section's a little bit thinner of a section. You can kind of see through it a little bit more, so we're only gonna do 2 back combs. So 1, 2, and then we're gonna paint on. I'm gonna flip it over and add it with that other side. As you can see, this side I did not back comb, and that is because I have a lot more pink on this side, so I want to try to break up some of that pink. So I have a little bit brighter of a blonde. So we were just going over the top of the pink on this last section with 0 back combing. Same thing with this section, no back combing, so I can break up a little bit more of this pink. As you can see, I have the balayage or the hair painting on my hair, and we're just gonna sit and watch it. I'm gonna watch to see, you can see this side compared to a lot of these blondes in here. It's starting to get a lot brighter and whiter compared to a lot of this other stuff. So I'm just gonna continue to watch it until I see the tone that I like. You do not wanna leave it on longer than 5-10 minutes because you don't want a ton of lift. You just want brighter and a little bit lighter, about 1 level to 2 levels. So I'm going to wash my hair. I will tone my hair. I do have toning videos, so if you want to watch any of my toning videos, go ahead and click this link up here and it'll take you to that. But I'm going to tone these highlights with 1/2 ounce of 10 BV and 1/4 of an ounce of 10 PA. I want to make sure that they're still nice and bright, but I want to cancel out any like yellow tones to it whatsoever because I want them to be a lot brighter. I obviously have the pink in my hair on, you know, both sides, so I want to make sure that the blondes really stand out against the pink. So stay tuned and I will show you the end results. Well, I am back to show you the final results. As you can see, I have a lot more brightness down through those ends. I mean, look at how blonde this piece is right here. So that is where the balayage is super awesome because you can see it's more of a gradual, I'm blonde up here, but then my ends start getting super bright and blonde, and it looks like I just got back from Mexico. But I didn't, I'm still in snowy Idaho. And as you can see, here's those super bright pieces that I put in to kind of break up all that blonde. You can see I hardly had any kind of blonde pieces down to this bottom, but you can really see that blonde really breaking up all that fun pink, and they're super bright. As you can see, this is why I like balayage for blondes, because you do not have to leave it on a super long time and you get really noticeable bright blonde pieces that are not warm whatsoever. If you were to do this on brown hair, you would see a little bit of warmth on there. Still very pretty and sun-kissed, but I really like balayaging on my blondes that want their ends to be super bright and vibrant. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it's something you're able to do on your own hair maybe this summer, or maybe you're ready for a change and you want something bright on the ends. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you have any questions whatsoever, leave me a comment down below, and I would greatly appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up. Again, thanks for watching. We'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.